All right, Rock Addicts, this is DJ REM, and I have Jesse from the band The Persevering Promise on the line. How you doing?
I'm doing awesome, man. Thanks for having me on the show.
Yes, thank you very much for taking time to call in. I appreciate it. Why don't you start by introducing yourself and then the members of the band that are not with us today, if you don't mind?
Well, my name is Jesse. I scream and play guitar for this band, and also in the band we have Matt Hose on clean vocals, Chase Williams on drums. We got Hampton Amos on bass, and Phil Keon on guitar as well.
Very cool, and you scream very well, my friend, I might add.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you. That's all I know how to do, so I got to do something good.
It works. So, how long has the Persevering Promise been around as a band?
Well, we started this in 2010, just all in the college towns and being friends with each other. Our last band, the last project we were in, all just kind of came to an end abruptly, and once that happened, we just got together and started playing music together, and as they say, the rest is history.
Okay, very good. And so why don't you tell us what's going on with you guys right now?
Well, right now, we just had our new record drop in stores. It's called An Illusion in Shambles. You can pick it up at Best Buy or iTunes, Amazon, pretty much anywhere you can buy music. We've been working on that for the last year and a half or so, and like I said, it just came out. But it's been cool, man. We worked really hard on it and spent... Back when we got signed to Pavement back in December, we left the road early and came home to write this new record, and we locked ourselves away for about 4 months at our drummer's house and finished writing the record, and we pour our heart and souls into it. So it's nice to see the response we're getting now that that's come out in stores, and right now we're just working on getting some tours together, and we're going to hit the road soon and travel the United States again for the third or fourth time this year.
Okay, well, that's very cool. I wish you best of luck with that. And as far as this new album, what recording studio did you guys use to record it?
Well, we're from North Idaho, and as you can imagine, there's not huge demand for producers and a music scene in North Idaho in the middle of nowhere. But
right.
we took a trip over to Baltimore, Maryland, back in April to record with our friend Paul Levitt at Valencia Recording Studios. He's done, let's see here, Senses Fail, All Time Low, Darkest Hour, We Are the In Crowd, to name a few. So it was really cool to work with him, though. We grew up listening to a lot of the bands that he had produced when he was first starting out, and so to get to work with Paul was really just a dream come true for us.
Very good. And then, what do you guys do for practice? How often? Do you guys practice, and where do you guys practice at?
Well, we practice at my house currently, which is in northern Idaho, and we practice every single week. We get together for the weekend when we have some time off and just jam all day long, both Saturday and Sunday, Friday a lot of the time as well. And recently at practice, we've just been working on new material. Now that our new record's out, we actually have to go back to Baltimore again here within the next probably 5 or 6 months and record a new record, which is crazy to think about because all of our heads have just been so caught up in getting this current record out that I can't even start to think about writing a new record right now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
At the moment.
So what's the
new record?
What's the reason for that?
For writing a new record so quickly?
Well, right, that you need to go back so soon. Yeah.
Well, honestly, being as there's so many bands out there today and so many people trying to do the same thing we do, we just, we got to keep it fresh and keep our audience happy and give them new music as often as possible. When we dropped our EP back in 2011, it took us quite a while to get this next record out, but we just want to make sure that we don't let ourselves fade away and we just get our records out as quick as possible.
Okay, very good. And kind of following along those same lines, what are people going to get when they come to a show to see you guys, and why should they listen to your music and buy it? What do you guys bring that all those other bands trying to do the same thing, like you said? What do you bring that they don't?
I always encourage people to come out and check us out at a live show because that really brings an entirely different dynamic to our music and our project. We go out there and we pour our heart and souls into everything we do, and I feel like if you watch us play live, you can really get a sense of that, and watch it happen in front of you, and it really just brings an entirely different dynamic to our sound, and that's what we live for, is to perform live. So I would just encourage anybody to come out and check it out, and I guarantee they're not going to be disappointed. They're going to have a good time, jump around with their friends and see some good music. So.
Okay, very good. And then as far as having this band and doing this, what kind of influences have you had in your life growing up or even now that made you want to do something like this?
I get this question a lot, actually, probably in every interview that I do, and I pretty much always have the same answer. But there was a time, I can speak for the whole band really when I say this, but there was a time when we all kind of just felt like we didn't have much of a direction and like a sense of belonging. And when we were younger, there was a band that came along and just caught our attention and really made us feel like we had that sense of belonging that we've been looking for, and that there was somebody else out there, that had experienced the same kind of things that we were going through, and hardship and tough times and things like that. So it just really gave us something to connect to. So for us, we really just want to do that for somebody else. We want to give somebody a sense of direction or help them find the light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak, just like somebody did for us back in the day. So that's really what we every time we wake up and get out of bed and go to play music, it's really just for that. We just want to be there for somebody else and help inspire somebody like someone has done for us.
Yeah, and as a fan of music, I totally get that, because there's nothing better than when you're listening to a song and you hear them pouring out their heart and soul about something they've been through, and you're like, hey man, I had that same problem.
Exactly. That's why we all got into music, because before we had found that in music, we just really kind of just were floating through life and didn't really find that sense of direction, like I said, and once we experienced that in music, it just clicked in all of our heads, like, hey, this is what we need to do with our lives, and that's what we've been pursuing ever since, man.
Very good. So, what kind of sacrifices have you guys had to make to keep this going? Has this been a tough road for you guys, or have things kind of fallen into place pretty easily for you?
It kind of goes both ways. We've had things that have fallen into place, but I feel like they've only fallen into place because of the sacrifices that we've made. We leave our families and our friends to go do this for months at a time. For our contract, we have to be on the road 6 months out of the year, and that's 6 months where we don't get to spend with the people we care about at home. I've sacrificed relationships for this, and we all really have, though. Like, there's been people that we've had to let go in our lives just so we can continue on with this music. It gets tough, but like I said, someone along the line, made a difference in my life, and if I have to make some sacrifices to do that for somebody else, then that's just part of the game, I guess.
Yep, definitely.
But we sacrificed time with our family, like I said. We sacrificed a warm bed. The last winter when we went on tour, we had 7 of us in a van for 2 months at a time, sleeping in the snow. So it gets tough. You sacrifice personal space being in a van with
right.
all the time. You sacrifice any sort of privacy you may have, and but at the same time, you gain a lot of stuff from that. All of my band members and I are brothers, pretty much. We do everything together, and they're all my best friends, and I love them to death. And there's still something really cool about even if you're slammed in a van with 7 other people, it's still cool to wake up next to your best friends every day and always have your family or your friends right there to be with you in the morning and stuff. So it's still nice, Yep,
definitely, very good. So, where is a good place for people to find out more about the band? What social networking and websites do you guys use?
Well, when I get that question, I always just tell people to Google the Persevering Promise. But honestly, we have every social media site that exists. We have a Facebook, a Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram. We have Snapchat, Reverb Nation, everything. So, honestly, just anyone listening, any social media site you have, just Google it and you'll find us and add us on there and keep in touch with us. I will make you a promise right now that anybody that leaves a comment on our page, we will gladly talk back to you every single time.
You answered my next question because I was going to ask you how good you guys were about responding back to people like on Facebook and stuff, but it sounds like you take care of it, so good deal.
Yeah, the thing is, though, that, like, I know that when I was more of just a music fan and wasn't in a band or anything, it was really cool to just be able to interact with the people that inspired me, so, I always wanted to be able to do that for other people as well. I never really understood why, a band wouldn't respond to a kid's question or, if a fan tells you that your music is inspiring to them, then, I'm always going to take the time to respond to that and tell them how much I appreciate knowing that,
Right. No, and I get that as well because, again, as a fan of music, when I post on a band's Facebook page and they actually acknowledge that they just read my post, that means a lot.
Definitely. And it still means a lot to me, even being in a band, I got the pleasure of hanging out with Adam Lazar from Taking Back Sunday last summer and the guys in All Time Low, which is the dudes that inspired me to play music in the first place. And they're the thing that sets them apart from all the other, rock stars, so to speak, that I know is that they'll still take the time to talk to their fans and just sit there and have a conversation with you, and that's always been something I've held important to me. So like I said, I just always want to make sure I pass that on to somebody else.
Definitely. So I'm going to just say, big, huge thanks out there to the fans, to the bands, to the radio stations, and guys like you that call and talk to guys like me. It's all a big circle, and we all appreciate it.
Hey, we appreciate you, man, and without people like you in the world, these bands wouldn't be getting anywhere. So we really appreciate it as well. Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, no, my pleasure. So here's a question, kind of for you, because I'm always curious to know what kind of music other people listen to. So if I grabbed like your iPod or your MP3 player, however you listen to music, what bands would I find you listening to right now?
You're going to find such a variety of music on there. It's crazy. A lot of people think that, just because people play a certain style of music that that's the only kind of thing they listen to. But that's not true at all. We play metal pretty much, or post-hardcore, if you will. But I listen to, bands like The Still Canvas or Taking Back Sunday, Census Fail, things like that. But I also listen to, I just listen to a huge variety of stuff, Balance and Composure, City and Color, all kinds of stuff, everywhere across the spectrum. The only thing I pretty much don't listen to is country, and that's pretty much everybody in my band. We also listen to hip-hop and rap and stuff like that, too. I mean, we did a Taylor Swift cover recently of I Knew You Were Trouble. You can find that on YouTube, but, I mean, we just take influence from wherever, man. We just like to have a good time, so, if the music's fun and you get something out of it, it doesn't really matter what kind of genre it is for me.
So answer this, though. You just said you don't listen to country, yet you did a Taylor Swift cover. What's up with that?
That's true, but the Taylor Swift cover that we did, I guess, in my eyes, Taylor Swift's kind of more branched out into the pop.
Oh, she's very pop, no doubt.
And so this song was much more of a pop song. In fact, I'm pretty sure that Kesha actually wrote that song anyway, so...
Right, well, there you go. You got your bases covered, right?
Yeah, exactly.
No, but seriously, though, I mean, if people go to your Facebook page and listen to that, I mean, they see you doing that song, they're going to know that these guys are more than just rock and metal,
Oh, yeah, we have people in our band that, listen to polka even, we just take things from everywhere. Our drummer didn't even know what hardcore was when we picked him up. He was, his favorite band's the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and same with our singer, but the style of music we play is nothing even close to that. But, it's just, we just appreciate good music, so it comes from everywhere.
Well, and that's the thing. It doesn't matter what style of music it is. If it sounds good to you, nothing else matters than that,
Exactly, man. I'm glad that's understood.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not a lot, and that's why I really don't like to, because I'm a huge metal fan, and rock, but metal is mine, and I don't, people ask me, well, what style of metal? And I'm like, what do you mean? I listen to metal. I don't like to get stuck in the genres,
Right, no, I totally agree. And, with this day and age, everybody just puts a different suffix after, like a prefix in front of, core, so like metalcore, hardcore, or, whatever, and it kind of just gets ridiculous. I mean, it's all pretty much just metal, It's
yep, exactly.
People get crazy with their genre names and stuff.
Well, because, I can talk to bands from all of these different subgenres of metal, if you want to say, and, you know, when it all comes back to it, usually when I ask them who their influences are as bands, they all pretty much come back to the same bands. So.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so what do you guys do to relax when you're not on tour and practicing and obviously writing music? Because it sounds like you have lots of that to do. You guys.
So, right now, man, I'm carving pumpkins. I literally have I'm arm deep in a pumpkin as we speak, and that's what I'm doing to relax right now. I actually have a show coming up here in a couple hours. We're in Spokane, Washington today, but you know, we just like to have a good time, and that's really, there's nothing that's without realm with that. You know, the other day we had a couple of us go up to theme parks for haunted theme park the other day. We like to sneak into abandoned places and, you know, break the law from time to time, you know, but we just like to have a good time, man. That's what we do for fun.
That sounds good, man. That's what it's about. If you're not having fun, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, for sure, man. You know, we all do different things, though. Like, I played hockey before this, and, you know, with my brother for a few years, and a lot of us like to snowboard, but really what it comes down to, man, what we like to do for fun is just play music with our friends, and that's really where this band came from in the first place, so we just kind of like to stick with our roots, you know.
No, I get it. That's a true musician answer right there. When I ask bands what they do to relax, they say, "What do you mean? We play music. That's what we do."
Exactly. You know, that's the only sort of release we get at the end of a hard week. You know, as we get to get together with our friends and play music, and that's what it's always been about.
Yeah, very cool. So, what's the craziest thing that's ever happened to you at a live show? And when I say crazy, it doesn't have to be like something bad. It can be like, you know, like a cool moment kind of thing.
Crazy thing that's ever happened to us at a live show that we were playing, or just in general being at?
No, that you were playing at.
Oh man, I don't even know about that. Honestly, you know, I'd probably have to say it was before we even played the show. My band and the band that we were on tour with, the paramedic from Ohio, we all went to an In-N-Out Burger, and somehow those guys and the paramedic convinced my bassist that if he streaked through this In-N-Out, then he would get a bunch of free merch from them. So, you know, we're all sitting there eating our In-N-Out burgers before a show, and you know, lo and behold, here comes my bassist running out of the van, you know, just butt naked except for his shoes on, running through this In-N-Out. It's just packed too, you know, people. There's probably 100 people out on the balcony, and it was just hilarious, you know, just running through there, and you just hear, "Oh my God," from all these people, and you know, he comes and jumps in the van, and we, you know, all booty out of there as quick as we could, and you know, as we turn around, you just see a bunch of people up on the patio there, standing up, just clapping for him, you know, hollering at the top of their lungs. It was just a great time.
That's awesome. How convenient he was streaking at a place called In-N-Out Burger.
You know, the funniest part about that is we were in the middle of Mormonville, Utah, in like Cheyenne, Utah, or something right outside of Salt Lake City. So it was a kind of a conservative little neighborhood there, which made it that much better.
Man, you guys have all been damned to hell now.
We were going there long before that.
Okay, now it's time for the most important question of the interview, so I hope you're ready.
I'm ready. Now I'm going to take my hand out of the pumpkin for this one.
Who in the band spends the most time in front of a mirror before you guys go on stage?
Well, the girl that I'm with right now is pointing at me, which kind of concerns me. So I guess it's been voted that I'm the one that spends the most time in front of the mirror.
You've been called out. I love it.
I've been called out. Yeah, some friends I got apparently. But no, you know, we try not to though. But you just gotta look good. You know, that's how we do it.
Exactly. Gotta look good for the fans. Come on.
I'm not getting up there to look bad. You know, I'm trying to get people to buy my CD, not never come back.
Right. You believe that band I went to? They were the ugliest mofos I ever saw in my life.
But that being said, we definitely don't, you know, go Motley Crue or Black Veil Bride style and just, like, you know, stand in front of a mirror for hours and put makeup on or anything like that.
Right.
No makeup in this band, you know. We'll make sure we comb our hair or whatever, but...
Okay. I'm just gonna throw it out there that, you know, we're not judging those bands that like to wear makeup, because I do interview a lot of those guys too, so...
Oh, definitely not. I have friends in some of those bands, you know. There's this band out there called Vampires Everywhere, and my good friend Adam played for them for a long time. They all wear makeup, but he's one of the coolest dudes I know, so I'm not judging at all.
Exactly.
Now, that being said, though, when you're on tour, pretty much the only thing that keeps people alive out there is dry shampoo and baby wipes.
Exactly. Okay, is there anything else you would like to tell the world, everybody that'll hear this interview, about the band and you guys? Anything I have not asked you want to make sure people know?
Well, I just want everyone out there to know that, we're here for them, and if anybody ever needs anything or, wants to talk about something or just needs someone to let their day out on, we're always here, we're always just a click away on Facebook or Twitter or whatever, and like I said, we're always going to respond to a question or anything you have to say. Shoot me a message, and I will gladly talk to you anytime. Also, we just released a new music video for our song Colors. It just premiered on altpress.com, but you can also just find it on YouTube. And the only other thing I have left to say is please get on our social media site and add us on things like Facebook and Twitter, and check out the new record, In Illusion and Shambles. It's in stores everywhere.
Okay, very good. Before I forget, I want to give a big, huge shout-out to Shauna O'Donnell for hooking us up together. Without her, I would not get a lot of killer bands, so props to Shauna for sure.
Heck yeah.
And once again, thank you for taking the time to call in and do the interview. And please give all your friends a big high five for calling you out for the pretty boy of the band. I like that.
They appreciate that. They say you're welcome, and I appreciate it as well, man. Thanks so much for having me on the show. Shauna, thanks for hooking it up, and I'm sure I'll talk to you again soon, man.
Yep, sounds good. Take care.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye.